Hey guys, despite the launch of this channel, I'm still feeling a little bit sick, so bear with me throughout this video, and that's why my voice sounds a little bit different. Smash Ultimate is going to be my entrance to the series. I really cannot wait. I'm so excited about it. I entered the fighting game genre in 2017, and despite having some serious issues with the fighting game community and the fighting games themselves, they have become a huge part of my life. Both of those things, the fighting game community and fighting games. Nintendo is fully aware of how important this game is. It's going to be a big selling point for Nintendo Online. They've gone so far as to add every single Smash character in history to this game, including two new characters, Ridley and Inklings. Oh, and I guess you can count Daisy as well, but she's an Echo Fighter, meaning that she has an identical, or at least as far as I'm aware, an identical, if it's not identical, it's incredibly close to being identical, moveset to another character on the roster. So an example of this would be Pit and Dark Pit, but in the case of Daisy, it's going to be Daisy and Peach. I'm super happy about that, and I might even do another video about Echo Fighters, but this video is going to be about 6 characters that I believe could be announced and revealed within the next 6 months, because we do have 6 months to go until Smash Ultimate, which I'm very excited about, and some of these characters are on here because I think they're likely, some of them are on here just because I really hope they end up showing up, but you'll see as we go into specific examples. I know earlier on and later on during this video, I'm going to say that there are 6 characters in this video, but there are actually 7 because I just thought of one that I realized absolutely has to be in Smash. Alright, maybe not absolutely, but I would really like to see Toad be added because Toad is a pretty cool character. It's an extra Mario character to throw in there. Captain Toad is just starting to get the respect he deserves. Obviously, he recently got his own game, and he's got a game on the Nintendo Switch, so if Captain Toad is to ever be added to Smash, just seems to make sense to add him as quickly as possible while he's still relevant. The absolute ultimate modern retro icon, which is a bit of an odd sentence to say, but in this case it is true. Despite Shovel Knight being a modern IP, he has become a massive icon among retro gamers, and not only that, he was the first third-party amiibo. This is seriously one of my most requested characters for Smash Ultimate. I'll be genuinely disappointed if he doesn't show up, and I think he's actually the most likely third-party character. I'd be really disappointed to not see this one show up, not to the point where I wouldn't buy the game or anything like that, nothing crazy, because obviously I'm still going to play this game because it's freaking awesome, but to not have him in the game would just be so heartbreaking. By the way, when I talk about any of these characters, I'm not just talking about the characters themselves showing up on the main roster, I'm talking about them showing up in the game at all, whether they are going to be DLC or added in on the main roster. It doesn't matter. If a Nintendo character like Wii Fit Trainer belongs in Smash, you damn well bet that Springman better be in the talks to show up in Smash Ultimate. People had theorized about this one for a long time now, and why wouldn't they? With ARMS being one of the very earliest titles we initially saw for the Nintendo Switch, it's clear Nintendo cares about this property, and to not have it be in Smash Ultimate would obviously be disappointing to the fans. This is the one on the list that I think is actually most likely. I'm not quite sure if they would go for Springman and Ribbon Girl or have them be echo characters of each other. Who knows, but I really am confident that one of them will show up on the roster, and I would be so happy to see them as well. I want to see as many as Nintendo characters in here as possible. That's why I was excited when they revealed Ridley, even though I actually just don't care about Ridley. I'm just happy that we're getting more characters thrown into this game. I want as many as possible on the roster. Pokemon is a huge passion of mine. I intend to have a lot of Pokemon content on this channel. I mean, my logo is literally a Pokeball with a twist. So I really hope we do get a new Pokemon in Smash. There is certainly not a lack of Pokemon in Smash Ultimate because they've brought back so many characters, but if we were going to get a new Pokemon character, the most popular opinion on the internet, the most popular theory on the internet would be Brandon, specifically Brandon from Pokemon Emerald. He would play exactly like Pokemon Trainer or Red, using all of the starter Pokemon from his particular region. So instead of having Squirtle, Charizard, and Ivysaur, he would have a series of evolutions on his team. I personally would go with this particular evolution order: Mudkip, Grovyle, and Blaziken, because I believe they're the most popular evolutions of each of their respective trees. Mudkip was really popular because his first initial very cute form. Blaziken's really popular because, I mean, look at him. Granted, you've got Sceptile, who's a really popular third evolution. I think you could switch around my Grovyle pick and my Blaziken pick and have it be Combuskin and Sceptile, but either one of those two works. I don't really care. I just think that Mudkip should absolutely be that first evolution. I actually don't think anything like this will end up happening. I think if they are going to put a new Pokemon in the game, they're probably just going to go with a newer generation Pokemon. Somebody like Decidueye makes a lot of sense, but really you could pick anybody. If I had my way and I could just pick a Pokemon to go into Smash, it would be Suicune, but I don't think they would ever do that. People have wanted Rayman in Smash for some time now. Most of you will know this, but Rayman has been an assist trophy, but never an actual playable character, which means as far as we're aware, he's not showing up in Smash Ultimate. Rayman does have a game on Nintendo Switch and has a high demand among the community. Again, there's been no confirmation of this, but I do think he's pretty likely, but don't hold your breath because Nintendo's weird and they don't always do the most predictable thing. So I'm not going to say that that's a prediction. I'm just going to say that, hey, I think it could be possible and I'd like to see it, because Rayman's pretty cool. Next up is Bomberman. He's kind of on this list as an honorable mention because I actually don't think he's going to show up. For people who have been watching E3, you'll know that Bomberman has been revealed as an assist trophy in Smash 5, which is pretty cool, but he's not actually a playable character yet. And everything I said about Rayman is true for Bomberman, now that he's an assist trophy anyway. There is less of a demand for Bomberman to be added to the game, but there still is a demand there. So the community wants him, and he has a game on Nintendo Switch. Granted, a far less popular game than, say, Rayman or even the next person on my list, but certainly a character I think people would enjoy to see, if not just because he's a classic character. But yeah, something about this one, I just got a bad feeling about it. I don't think Bomberman will show up. This is the risky one on the list and likely not to happen, but Crash N. Sane Trilogy is right around the corner for Nintendo Switch, and I guarantee it will sell well. There are few characters more iconic than Crash from his particular era of gaming, Banjo-Kazooie being one of them, although there's a reason Banjo-Kazooie is not on this list, because I think Crash is the far more likely of the two to show up, just because he's currently more relevant to Nintendo. Obviously, he's about to get a game on the Nintendo platform, and it just makes sense to add him to Smash. And imagine the moveset you could come up with, it would be super cool. I recognize that there are 3 third-party characters on this list, and I realize that it's very unlikely we're going to get all of these characters, or even some of these characters. I just really hope, at the very least, we get Shovel Knight. Oh my god, I want Shovel Knight. And I'd also really like to see another Pokemon character, but if I had to pick just one of these third-party characters to show up, I think I would have to pick Crash. That's going to be it from me. I've got 2 different questions for you. First of all, do you think anything on my list is going to end up making it into the game? If not, what character would you like to see be added to Smash Ultimate, which is still getting weird to say. I really like to saying Smash 5, but that's okay. I'll retrain myself to say Smash Ultimate. My name has been Bilbzy. Thank you so much for watching the first video on this channel, and I'll see you in the next one.